Hi, it's Michelle Nesky, the Posh PA, and today I'm going to give you the secret on how to successfully get into PA school on your first application cycle. But first, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm here every single week dropping new videos and new knowledge to help you on your entire PA journey from pre-PA to PAC. So be sure to be here. Okay, so the secret to getting into PA school on your first application cycle, it's pretty big. The big secret is there is no secret, okay? So basically, there is no secret sauce to being accepted on your first cycle. I wish there was. I wish I could hand you that secret sauce and let everybody get in on their first cycle, right? But the truth of the matter is 2 out of 3 people who matriculate into a PA program are typically re-applicants. Does that mean you can't get in on your first cycle? Absolutely not. But there is no cookie cutter answer to this question. And I really think it's important to say that. I have helped hundreds, maybe even thousands of students at this point get into PA school, and they all look a little different. And some that have gotten in on their first application cycle have been maybe 20 years old or even 40 years old, or had 1,000 hours of patient care experience or 10,000 hours of patient care experience, or this much shadowing or this much volunteer work. And everybody looks a little bit different. And it really depends on the applicant pool every year, the programs that you're applying to, and what you bring to the table, regardless of your age and experience levels. So let's talk a little bit about this, because I can give you some strategies to increase your chances of getting accepted on the first cycle. My first strategy is program selection. I cannot reiterate and talk about this enough. I feel like it is underrated in the PA school application process in terms of its importance. I meet with a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm going to apply to 40 programs or 25 programs, when really at the end of the day, if you're applying to that many programs, most likely you are going to miss a requirement in one of them, since PA programs have all different requirements. Some have a lot of the same. But when you're applying to that many programs, it's really easy to miss small ones, maybe like an expiration date on prerequisites or a letter of recommendation that's a requirement that you didn't know about. And so to me, program selection is really important, because you can look at the programs that you're thinking about applying to, look at their previous applicant profiles, look at their mission and vision, see if it resonates with you, see what types of applicants that are coming into their program, and if you are closer to that profile than another program. So for example, if you are somebody with a little bit lower GPA in the first half of your college career, and then you did great in the last half, then maybe you should be looking at programs that value your last 60 credits more. There are a lot of programs out there that do that. And so it's really important, instead of applying to just 40 random schools, to take the time and look at each program and see what the demographics look like and how you might fit into that picture. Now, you're not going to check off every single box for that program, right? But you are going to get closer to the ones that you have a higher chance of getting an interview. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want the interview. You want them to meet you, right? Because once you've done that, you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting in, right? You're either accepted, waitlisted, or rejected. So your pool has come down significantly. So the goal is to get that interview and ultimately take you over the hump to get into that program. The second thing that you can do is not rush through the application or the cycle. So if you are not ready to apply by May 15th, do not apply by May 15th just to get your application in. When I see people rush, I see tons of mistakes. I see things left out of their application that could have been additive and improved their chances. And so I really encourage you to stay on your own timeline. I know that there is a lot of push towards getting your applications in early. Early to me means by mid-June. However, if you are somebody that's not applying to rolling admissions programs and you have more time to get those applications in, and deadlines are in the fall, give yourself a little bit of time if you need it. If you're ready by May 15th or June 1st, amazing. If you're not, please don't rush. That is when the biggest mistakes are made that can affect your application process. The next thing I can tell you is make sure that you are putting forth the most complete application that you have. So if you have a couple of pending prerequisites and you need those to calculate into your GPA so that your GPA can go up, you don't want to apply until those grades are posted and on your transcript, because if they're not, they won't be calculated into your CASPA GPA. Your CASPA GPA is only calculated one time, and you want those to count, right? So if you want them to count, if you're somebody that needs them to count, wait until your grades are in so that you're putting forth the most complete package. Now, if you have one or two classes outstanding and you don't care if they impact your GPA is great, you can go ahead and apply. But just make sure that you are putting together the most complete package with the highest number of hours that you can get in each area, and your GPA and your transcripts are all together, and your personal statement, and everything is complete and put forward. So that's another way to improve your chances on getting an interview. And lastly, I'll say this: having a really solid timeline is important, because you want to make sure that you're staying on track and getting everything done as soon as you can, but also in the right way. Having somebody review your application with you. We do offer that. I do those meetings all the time to make sure that you're really doing this correctly, and that your experience descriptions are robust and your personal statement is complete. You want to be able to give yourself the best opportunity for an interview. And so, like I said before, program selection, highly underrated. Do not rush through this cycle and the application. That's when the biggest mistakes are made. Put together the most complete package that you can. That's going to look a little bit different for everybody. So it is helpful to talk to somebody about that. And you want to make sure that you're keeping yourself healthy in your mind as you go through this process, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to put forth your application, and then you're going to wait for a while to hear about interviews and things like that. So throughout this whole process, keep the comparison game to a minimum. It's really hard because I know that there's a lot of other applicants out there that you might see their statistics and you might see them getting interviews. The truth is, you have to hold your course. Comparing yourself to other people is not going to help you on your journey mentally or with your confidence, right? So I think, to me, the most important thing that you can do is really focus on what you do have, not on what you don't have. You should be making a plan if you see some inadequacies on your application. So maybe your hours are a little bit less, right? What else can you do to make your application stand out? There are multiple areas within the application that you can add experiences, okay? Leadership, research, teaching, extracurriculars, all of these different things that can contribute to a full, complete package that you are putting forth to a program, right? It's not just about GPA. It's not just about patient care hours. Those things are very important, but there's a lot of other things that can contribute to this and can show that you are an overall well-rounded applicant, because that's what we want, right? That's what we want to be. That's what programs like to see, is a well-rounded applicant. And so if you have an area of your application that you feel is not the strongest, then maybe get strong in a different area. Try to balance that out a little bit. That will increase your chances, of getting an interview. So I hope these tips helped you. I wish there was a secret sauce that I could just hand you and say, here you go. But the truth is, every program is a little bit different in what they're looking for in each class every year, and every applicant and application is different. So it's important to do what is best for you. And if you ever need to talk to somebody about this, we are happy to help you and guide you along the way. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.